Hi everyone, welcome to Saab stand at Aero India. Now, we have talked a lot about making in India, and the Indian government's vision is clear. Make in India is the future of defense and aerospace. These planes you hear overhead, we want them to be made in India in the future. Why? Because India should be more self-reliant in defense and aerospace technology. Why? So that we have to import less and we can export more in the future. But let's take a look at what Make in India actually means. Well, the old model of technology transfer, sharing has been that there's component manufacturing in India, it's based on blueprints, and there's old assembly lines being transferred from other countries to India. Is that the right way? We see things a bit differently. How do we see it? We want to expand the debate. For us, Make in India is a way to ensure that the next generation of defense and aerospace systems for the world are going from here and being exported to the world. For us, Make in India is more than manufacture. It's upgrade, it's design, it's prototype, it's build, it's source, it's innovate, and it's finally, of course, it is support. So that India's armed forces, the Air Force, the Army, the Navy, they don't have to look abroad to repair their systems. Everything can be done right here, without having to rely on any foreign OEMs. So, we don't send blueprints or manuals across and SKD and CKD kits. We've seen that happen. We don't work separately from our suppliers and partners. We don't write a manual and send it to them so that they have to translate it to English or Hindi first. We work with suppliers and partners. We write the manual with them. That's thunder, it's going to rain a lot soon. How are we so confident of this? Because we've done it multiple times in many countries across the world. For example, in South Africa, in 1999, South Africa bought 26 Gripen aircraft. I don't think that's one of them. So what happened? How did that work out? On day one, when the deal was signed, technology sharing and partnership began. South Africa, or Saab Grintech Defense, which is our South African division, is today an expert, is a global expert in avionics, in electronic warfare systems, in early warning systems. And today, we can say proudly that Saab Grintech Defense works with HAL to make the self-protection system for the Dhruv helicopter, and it is now working with Tata Power SED to export early warning self-protection systems for combat vehicles to the world now. And in fact, Saab Grintech Defense is actually proud to say that it has been declared Exporter of the Year in South Africa in 3 of the last 4 years. And in fact, Saab is definitely not new to India. Last year in 2016, we celebrated 40 years of partnership with Indian Armed Forces through a license agreement, technology sharing agreement with the Ordnance Factory Board. Today we work with a lot of companies, with Tech Mahindra on R&D, on an R&D collaboration, where work is being done on the Gripen E development as we speak. We work with Aegis, with whom we have a joint venture for aerostructure assemblies. We work with Mahindra Aerospace and Tata Advanced Materials for commercial aerostructures. We work with Ashok Leyland Defense. The truck you see here on the SR-SAM system will be made by Ashok Leyland. And we have a tie-up with Ashok Leyland for selling simulators to the Indian Army. And we work with Bharat Forge, the Kalyani Group. They are our main partner for the SR-SAM and the Visharat programs. And we are very ambitious because we see a growing partnership between Sweden and Saab and India and our Indian partners as working to the benefit of everyone. We will grow together. We will not send blueprints to India. We will work together. We have a comprehensive plan in place to customize, to manufacture, to further develop our defense systems in India, such as the RBS-15, the RBS-70NG, the Bamse SR-SAM, and of course, Gripen E. Our vision is not supply of simple components. That's the old view. We don't just think of Make in India supply of raw material, products and components. We don't see it as manufacturing of parts according to specifications. We don't even see it as just equipment and systems. No. When we see Make in India, we think of it as something that's actually much bigger. We see capability development happening from day one. We see transfer of critical technology to Indian companies so that that technology is used to make future systems. We see full production capability in India, from small parts to complete systems to assembly and integration. Design centers and centers of excellence that will be the cornerstone of technology sharing between Saab, our Indian partners, and the Indian customer. World-leading processes and quality systems that will set new standards in aeronautical and defense engineering for the world to follow. R&D partnerships between Indian and Swedish universities that will develop future systems. Training academies for Indian engineers, technicians. Indigenous support capability. Like I said, India should not have to look abroad for support, not even to Sweden. That should all happen in India. That is our vision for Make in India. Why? Because air power supremacy and defense supremacy relies on industrial supremacy. That is how we are teaming up with India. Thank you.